Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your Chief Security Fanatic here, and today I'm asking the question, can the US government take cybersecurity too far at the expense of an innocent company? Now, this is actually very fascinating. It's reporting from Cyberscoop, and if you haven't heard of DJI Technology, they're one of the world's largest commercial drone makers, and they're facing a ban from all US military purchases over cybersecurity concerns and allegations of links to the Chinese government. Full disclosure, I actually did a video on them just before Christmas. I want to say it was last year or maybe the year before, and I got like tens of thousands of views on that on Facebook and a ton of complaints basically saying, you don't know what you're talking about and all of this. And all I was doing was reporting from major news sources like the Washington Post and the New York Times and all of that. So people take their drones pretty seriously, but I have definitely heard of DJI by virtue of this. But the company has been long accused of security issues. Basically, they are heading towards becoming a national security threat. But here's the thing, few details have actually emerged that classified them as this. There is no public evidence, anyway, showing a link between basically US user data falling into the hands of Chinese intelligence service. Basically, that has been suggested by congressional testimony and public intelligence reports from the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Basically, DJI, their drones, they offer cloud cloud data backup. So as you are, let's say videoing things on your drone, you're putting it to DJI's cloud. Obviously, they're a Chinese-based company. I believe they're based out of Beijing. So it's one of those things that people have said, well, that just means the data is going to Beijing, which is obviously a very real possibility, but maybe it's not. But concerns over government use of commercial drones obviously continues as the company pretty much moves to enhance the cybersecurity in their drones. Now, a Senate staffer told Cyberscoop there are legitimate security concerns. The staffer added that there is a high degree of confidence the company poses a risk, but what that risk is pretty much unclear. Nothing has been disclosed to the public. Now, DJI says the allegations are obviously false and unsubstantiated, and I quote, DJI drones do not share flight logs, photos, or videos unless the drone pilot deliberately chooses to do so. They do not automatically send flight data to China or anywhere else. Now, I find that interesting, and that's what DJI said to a letter in Congress following their June hearing. Now, I think the wording here is absolutely interesting, unless the drone pilot deliberately chooses to do so. So let's say you opt in, then the question becomes, where does your data go? And I'd love to know if Congress actually asked that follow-up question, because I think that really does beg a question there. I quote Mario Ribello, the head of DJI North America, "These drones were never built to meet or align with DoD requirements," meaning the military shouldn't be buying them anyway. These are consumer-grade drones. Nobody's equipping a DJI drone with missiles and advanced surveillance and then sending them over to fight terrorists or something. So basically, Cyberscoop also interviewed a couple of people within the drone community that I thought was absolutely fascinating. And so Spencer Gore, who's the CEO of Impossible Aerospace, this is a drone company, says connectivity is crucial to making a great product. But he also basically echoes the concerns of a lot of American drone industry over DJI's large share of the market. The question is that, just competitive competitive anger, or is that a legitimate issue? But here's the thing, because we don't necessarily know, and we are speculating and assuming that the data from a DJI drone, if it's going to DJI's cloud, would be in China. It's cheaper to host in China. DJI is a Chinese-based company, and it would make sense that there would be a high degree of possibility that the data would be moving. But are we, let's say, needlessly harming DJI and its company from doing business, primarily because we have this increasingly growing distrust with China? I think it's an important question that we need to ask, and I'm sure there are plenty of Chinese companies that aren't necessarily beholden to the Chinese government in terms of surveillance, that may be legitimate and completely okay to work with. The problem is the government in China is authoritarian and can typically reach into business, as it sees fit. I've literally seen this, for myself up close and personal, just having worked in China on cybersecurity things. So it's a fascinating topic, but I think it's a question that I'm going to pose to the general audience. Is the U.S. government going too far in labeling DJI a cybersecurity threat or a national threat in terms of security when maybe all they're doing is just selling drones? So where's the information? I'd love to hear what Congress has on them that the public doesn't know, and we probably won't hear that for a while, if ever. So take that for what it's worth. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.